My beloved child, I am calling to you with a weight in my voice that cannot be ignored, for tonight something is stirring in the unseen, something that has been set in motion by the enemy with the intent to bring harm into your home, and I have sent Archangel Michael himself to stand watch, to deliver this plea to you, because you must hear it, you must take it seriously, for time is short and the hour is drawing near. And if you treat these words lightly, you will walk into the very thing I am trying to shield you from, but if you listen, if you act in faith and obedience, you will see my hand push back what was coming, you will see my power stop it before it touches you, and you will end this night in peace instead of grief, in safety instead of shock. Michael has been close to your home these past days, circling it, watching every corner, for he has seen the plan the enemy has been weaving, he has seen the whispering shadows that have been trying to creep toward your door, he has seen the traps being prepared in the spirit, and he has been warring to hold them back, but the fullness of his assignment depends on you listening now, on you taking this warning and placing it above every distraction, every excuse, every thought that says it's probably nothing, for I do not waste my breath, I do not send my mightiest angel on a false alarm, I do not speak without cause, and tonight there is cause, real, urgent, dangerous cause. I know that in your human eyes your home feels safe, your doors are locked, your routine feels normal, but the enemy does not need open doors in the physical to cause trouble, he looks for open doors in the spiritual, for bitterness, for fear, for careless words, for unguarded hearts, and when he finds them, he works swiftly, for his mission is to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but I have not left you unprotected. I have given you my spirit, I have given you my word, I have given you angels to guard you in all your ways, and tonight those angels, led by Michael, are at their post, waiting for you to align with them so that the danger will pass you by entirely. I speak this with urgency because there is something about this night in particular, a timing the enemy has been waiting for, a specific moment he has chosen to attempt his strike, but I have seen it before it happens, and I have declared over you that no harm will befall you if you will walk with me, if you will take this seriously, if you will cover your home in prayer, in worship, in trust, and in obedience. There are moments when I intervene without your awareness, when you are spared from things you never even knew were coming, but there are also moments like this, when I pull back the veil just enough for you to know that a battle is being fought over you, because your participation is part of the victory. Because I want you to see that you are not helpless, you are not a passive target, you are a child of the Most High God, and your authority in me can change the outcome of what is approaching. I have sent Michael to beg you to listen because he knows the enemy's tactics, he knows the suddenness with which the enemy likes to move, and he also knows the power of your agreement with heaven. My child, do not allow disbelief to rob you of this warning, do not allow pride to convince you that nothing could happen, do not allow the routine of your evening to lull you into ignoring the very word that could preserve your peace. Tonight, as the hours move toward darkness, I want you to be aware. To be intentional, to keep your heart turned toward me, to fill your home with my presence, because where my presence is, darkness cannot stay. You may not see what is trying to approach, but Michael sees it clearly, and he has his sword drawn, his stance firm, his eyes locked on the horizon, ready to strike down anything that crosses the line I have drawn around you. But his strength is magnified when you stand in faith, when you speak my promises aloud, when you reject fear and instead declare that your home belongs to me. I tell you this because I love you too much to let you walk blindly into what could have been avoided, because you matter too much for me to remain silent, because tonight was never meant to be a night of loss. It was meant to be a night of deliverance, and that deliverance begins with you taking this seriously right now, my child. You cannot afford to dismiss what I am saying because tonight is not like other nights. Tonight the air in your home will shift. Tonight shadows will move in ways that have meaning. Tonight the spiritual realm will touch the physical, and what is hidden will attempt to enter through open doors you did not realize were left unguarded, and I am not speaking of the doors with hinges but the doors of the spirit, the openings in your atmosphere where fear, anger, bitterness, or unspoken grief have left cracks, and I have been sent to stand guard, but I cannot override your will. You must choose to listen, you must choose to prepare, for there are movements in the darkness even now, conversations you cannot hear but I can, whispers against your peace, plans to disrupt the sanctuary of your home, and you think that what you cannot see cannot harm you, but the enemy thrives in unseen places. He moves in quiet footsteps until suddenly he strikes. And I am here with the authority of heaven to tell you that tonight his plan is to strike, and if you treat this like another message to scroll past, if you push this away thinking it's not meant for you, then the covering I am offering cannot rest over you, for protection is received by faith, not by neglect, and the urgency you feel right now is not coincidence. It is my voice pressing against your spirit so you will stop and take this seriously, for the forces of heaven are already in motion, surrounding the perimeter of your home, watching the street, the windows, the doorways, even the unseen entry points in the spirit, because an assignment has been sent against you, but I have come to intercept it, I have come to cancel it, and I am telling you there are things you must do now. Pray over your house, anoint your doors, speak life into the rooms. Call upon the name of Jesus until the very air changes, because when light fills the space the darkness will not be able to remain, and you must not delay, for every moment you wait the enemy draws closer. And tonight at the appointed hour he will try, but if you obey me and act now, the attempt will fail, the plan will crumble, and what was meant to shake your home will instead flee from it in fear. And I tell you, beloved, that as the hours pass today the unseen tension will grow heavier, the spiritual atmosphere will shift, and you may feel an unexplainable restlessness, a chill in the air, a sense that something is moving just beyond your vision, and this is not your imagination but the warning of heaven urging you to stay awake, to stay covered, to stay aware, because the adversary is relentless when he believes he has found a moment of vulnerability, yet I have been watching you. I know the cracks where he thinks he can slip through, I know the moments when your guard drops, when your mind is distracted by the noise of the world, and I am telling you tonight must not be one of those moments. Tonight you must keep your heart and your home fortified in prayer from the moment the sun sets until the darkness lifts. You must speak the promises of God over every wall, every doorway, every person under your roof. You must resist the temptation to ignore this because it feels too strange or too heavy, for I am speaking to you not from fear but from love, from the desperate desire to keep you safe from what you cannot yet see, for the thing coming tonight will not knock politely. It will try to intrude in ways that bypass the natural senses. It will attempt to stir chaos in relationships, to awaken nightmares, to cause sudden accidents, to bring confusion or sudden fear. But I stand between you and this force with my sword drawn and my armor glowing with the fire of heaven, and I am telling you that if you will join me, if you will open your mouth and speak the name of Jesus over your home, if you will lift your worship like a shield, if you will not leave any corner spiritually unlit, then the thing that was sent to harm you will be stopped before it can even cross the threshold, and instead of disaster tonight, there will be peace, instead of sorrow there will be joy. Instead of fear there will be a deep awareness of God's nearness, for when you obey, heaven moves in power, and I am here now, pleading, warning, urging, because the time is short and the danger is real, but so is the protection, and you must choose which you will walk in before the night falls completely. Even now the winds of the unseen world are beginning to shift, and though your natural eyes may see only the ordinary, your furniture in place, the lights in your home glowing softly, the quiet rhythm of your daily life, the spiritual reality is already stirring, forces are aligning, some for you and some against you, and I am positioned by the authority of the Almighty to hold back the ones that mean you harm. But my ability to shield you works in partnership with your willingness to listen and obey, and if you brush this aside, if you silence this voice in your heart, you open a doorway for something you will not want to face, for the enemy is cunning and will disguise himself as harmless distraction or harmless noise. But when the appointed hour comes tonight, it will not be harmless. It will try to unsettle you so quickly you won't have time to react, which is why I am speaking now, hours before the shadow arrives, so that you can prepare yourself and your home, so that your words will have already been sown into the air like unshakable barricades, so that every plan of darkness will be met with a wall of divine fire. And I beg you, beloved, do not postpone this until later, for later might be too late. Seal your home even now, stand in each room and declare that it belongs to the Lord, invite His angels to stand guard at every entrance, cover your loved ones in prayer and speak over them that no weapon formed against them shall prosper. And when night falls, do not let fear grip you but remain steadfast in the knowledge that God has not given you a spirit of fear but of power, love, and a sound mind, and know that even as you sleep, heaven will not, I will remain watchful, my sword ready, my shield raised, for the battle will rage silently in the unseen, and your obedience now will determine the outcome, and I promise you, if you take this seriously, when morning light breaks, you will feel the difference in the air, you will sense that something dangerous tried to cross your threshold and failed, and you will know that you listened, you obeyed, and you were spared, even as I speak these words into the depths of your soul. I feel the urgency pressing harder, because time in the spiritual realm does not flow the way you measure it on your clock, and though you may think tonight is still hours away, in the unseen it is already unfolding, threads are being pulled, shadows are creeping closer, whispers are gathering in the corners, and they are testing the edges of your protection, looking for any cracks they can exploit, which is why I am pleading with you not to delay. For each moment you wait without acting is a moment they use to advance, and I have been sent to stand between you and what is coming, but your choice to believe and respond strengthens my position and magnifies the light that surrounds you. While your doubt and hesitation give the enemy's schemes a foothold, so hear me now, prepare your house, walk through it and speak life into every corner, command all darkness to flee in the name of the Almighty, take authority over every inch of your space and declare it as holy ground where no evil can enter, and as you do this, feel the air shift, for heaven responds instantly to faith-filled action. Walls of light rise like impenetrable fortresses, my wings extend wider to cover you, and the enemy's advance is slowed, but I need you to continue, to pray without ceasing, to speak aloud the promises of God over your home and your loved ones, because tonight, when the moment arrives, you will be sleeping or distracted, and if you have not sealed the atmosphere now, the shock I warn you about could break into your peace, and I do not want you to wake up to fear, confusion, or loss. I want you to wake up to victory, to the awareness that the battle was fought and won while you rested in safety, and that only happens when you take these words seriously. So I am begging you once again, do not brush this aside. Do not think this is just another warning, for heaven does not send repeated alerts unless the threat is real and imminent, and tonight is one of those nights where the unseen will try to make itself seen, but you will have the power to stop it before it even crosses your door if you act now. And I see you standing there, perhaps still wrestling with the thought of whether this is truly for you, whether this could possibly be more than just words, but deep in your spirit you already feel the stirring, the unshakable sense that this is not a coincidence, that this warning has found you in this exact moment because heaven arranged it, because the danger forming around your home tonight is not something you could see with your physical eyes. Yet it is something that has already been revealed in the spiritual realm, and I, as Archangel Michael, have been dispatched specifically to guard your dwelling, to station myself at your doorway, to hold my sword of fire against the advancing darkness. But my assignment is strengthened by your alignment, because the kingdom of heaven operates in harmony with the will of God and the obedience of His children, and when you respond, you grant me greater authority to push back what is trying to break through. So tonight you must prepare as if a storm was coming, not in the natural sky but in the unseen world. You must walk through your home with faith burning in your words. Pray over the windows, speak over the doors, bless every room where you and your loved ones dwell, and declare that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because as the shadows gather in the hours ahead, they will test your boundaries, but the boundaries you set in faith cannot be crossed. They will be forced to turn away in defeat, and the shocking thing I have seen that was intended to happen tonight will be rendered powerless, a plan broken before it can even begin, and you will not even know the full extent of what you have been spared from until eternity reveals it. But right now you must decide whether you will stand in faith or sit in hesitation, for hesitation is an open invitation to the enemy. But faith shuts every door in their face, and my heart burns with urgency. Because I do not want you to look back and wish you had acted. I want you to wake up tomorrow and feel the peace of knowing you were covered, guarded, and shielded because you listened when heaven begged you to listen. Because you believed that God's love for you was so great He sent His messenger to speak directly to you in this very moment, and that you took these words as a call to action rather than just a passing message. And even now, as you read these words, the presence of God is entering the atmosphere around you. There is a holy stillness wrapping itself over your home like a protective cloak, a divine assurance that you are not facing this night alone. For the Lord has sent not only me but an entire host of His angels to surround your dwelling, angels positioned at every point of entry, angels standing on the roof, angels circling the perimeter, each one with their swords drawn, their armor gleaming in the light of heaven. And the forces of darkness that had plotted to bring harm are already feeling the weight of this supernatural resistance. They are trembling at the very thought of trying to step across the threshold, because they know the authority of God is greater than their schemes. Yet you must remain vigilant. You must not let fear open a crack for them to exploit. You must keep your spirit aligned with faith. For tonight is a spiritual battle unlike any other you've faced. The enemy chose this night because they believed you would be distracted, tired, or unaware. But heaven chose this night to prove them wrong, to show them that the one they tried to ambush is under divine surveillance, and every move they make is being intercepted before it can even manifest in the physical. And I, Archangel Michael, am pacing like a watchman on your behalf, my eyes scanning for the smallest trace of intrusion, my ears tuned to the faintest sound of approaching danger, and when I sense it, I strike before it can strike you, but I strike with the authority you've allowed me to carry by your obedience, for the kingdom moves in cooperation, and your yes to this warning is the seal that locks the gates against the attack. So I beg you, stay awake in prayer tonight, speak life into your home, anoint your doors if you can, play worship that invites the presence of God to fill every corner, because the shocking event I saw looming over this night will be dismantled in the presence of the Almighty. And instead of fear and destruction, the dawn will bring peace and relief, and you will testify that God's mercy reached you just in time. And when the first light of morning touches your home, you will realize how narrowly you escaped what was meant to destroy you. The danger that had been stalking in the shadows will have vanished without leaving a trace, because the moment you chose to listen, you shifted the entire outcome of this night, and the powers of darkness were forced to retreat in defeat. I will still be here, standing watch until the final moment of threat passes. But my spirit will rejoice knowing you have been spared, and heaven will mark this night as the night you chose faith over doubt, obedience over hesitation, life over destruction, for you will never truly know the full weight of what was coming for you. Only that it was real, it was close, and it was stopped. God Himself has signed this rescue with His hand, sealing you under His covenant of protection, and the angels that surrounded your house tonight will remain near, for this is not just a moment of rescue, it is a turning point in your life. From now on you will sense the unseen guardians more than ever. You will find sudden peace in moments that once brought fear. You will notice divine interventions happening without explanation, because when God steps in so openly, He does not leave the same way. He remains. His presence will linger in your rooms, in the walls, in the very air, and even those who enter your home will feel it though they won't understand why. This shocking thing that was meant to happen tonight will instead become the reason you rise tomorrow with tears of gratitude, knowing you are still here, still alive, still under His care, and I, Archangel Michael, will whisper to you in the quiet moments, reminding you that you listened when it mattered most, and because of that, you are safe. And as the hours pass and night fully fades into day, you will look back and realize how many small, almost unnoticeable details led you to this message. Every delay you experienced, every unexpected thought that nudged you, every sudden feeling that told you to stop and pay attention, all of them were part of heaven's orchestration to make sure you heard my voice in time. You might think it was coincidence, but in the spiritual realm, there is no such thing. Every second was arranged to intercept you before the enemy's plan could touch your life, for tonight's danger was not just about physical harm, it was a spiritual trap meant to shift the entire course of your destiny. But because you opened your heart, you will walk into a completely different future than the one that was meant for you. You may not even realize how close you came to the edge, but I promise you, if you had ignored me, the outcome would have been irreversible by morning, yet here you are, chosen, protected, and marked for life under the shield of the Almighty, and I will not only guard you tonight, but I will remain near, fighting battles you never see, placing my sword between you and every force that seeks to harm you, because heaven has claimed you as its own, and from this night forward, the darkness will know your name and flee, for you are no longer vulnerable. You are a living testimony that God still speaks, still warns, and still rescues His children before it's too late, and even after this night has passed safely. I want you to remember that this was not a random rescue, it was the result of love that runs deeper than you can imagine, the kind of love that notices every detail of your life, from the way your heart beats faster when you're anxious to the silent tears you cry when no one else is around. Heaven has seen it all, and that's why the warning came before the danger could touch you, because you are worth saving every single time. There are angels assigned to your life now more than ever, walking the perimeter of your home, standing guard at your doors, watching over your sleep, ensuring no shadow crosses the threshold uninvited. Even the air in your home will feel lighter because darkness has been commanded to leave. And I will whisper guidance to you in the coming days, small instructions, gentle nudges, moments where you'll suddenly feel the urge to do something different, go somewhere else, or pause before making a decision. Follow those without hesitation, for they are part of a greater map I'm drawing for you. One that keeps you always one step ahead of the trap set against you. Never doubt that you are under divine surveillance, not in fear, but in fierce protection, for every step you take from now on will be watched over by the one who not only saved you tonight but has written a future for you filled with peace, safety, and blessings beyond what you've prayed for. And when you feel alone or unsure, remember this moment, this voice, this warning, this miracle, and know that you are never, ever walking through life unprotected. And as the hours unfold into the days ahead, I want you to carry this truth like a shield around your heart, that what almost happened tonight was not meant to be your story. Because heaven intervened in a way you may never fully see with your human eyes. There are battles fought in silence, victories won in realms you cannot step into yet, angels moving at the speed of light to push away what was rushing toward you, and the only reason you will wake up tomorrow unharmed is because you listened, you paid attention, you opened your heart when I begged you to, and I promise you this. Every act of obedience you give to heaven will come back to you as protection, as breakthrough, as miracles you didn't even know you needed. Your home will now be sealed with a covering that darkness cannot penetrate, every window and door marked with light so strong that no evil can pass through. I will remain close to you, speaking into your spirit when danger approaches, softening your heart so you hear me even in your busiest moments, and I will not stop until your entire household is walking under this same shield, for tonight was not just about survival, it was about awakening you to the reality that God's care for you is active, intentional, and unshakable, so when the enemy tries again, and he will, you will remember that he has already been defeated before the fight even begins.